Well, welcome back to Portugal. Round 64, heat number 11. We are marching through. I'll tell you what, we've got 2 more heats to run today.
And everyone got a wave. Also, Edgard Groggia, the surfer from Brazil, powerhouse also, but really good in the air as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he's gonna adapt to these conditions. Look at this finishing turn, strong, a little bit bumpy, also right on the sand. Another one just risking everything on these finishing turns. All the boys just throwing it.
Waves, I'll let you talk through this one, Philippe. I've done enough talking, but it's pumping.
It is a bit of a high tide. Kauli is just such a strong surfer. There's so much spray in everything he does. Look at that, just couple of really normal turns and the spray just keeps coming out of those fins. So Kauli just doing really well. Another big strong turn and another one right on the sand. Oh my god.
And R.Kainalo, so Ryan, young Brazilian, a little bit of a slower wave. This replay is coming up. Now he starts to warm up. He's got that great little wrap around. And he's got a nice wave here. It's a bit bumpy and lumpy, but he's doing that very well. And it just kicks out. And that's C.Colapinto there, up and riding. Really stepped it up this year in terms of trying to join his brother on tour. Powerful, great style, and he's generating from some spray. Got a steep face here. Clicks it off the end. Less and less mistakes in his surfing throughout the year. And that's why he's going up the rankings in a really solid spot. And he's going to try and finish off down the line here. And that's a great finish on the rocks. That is incredible surfing from C.Colapinto. He just saw his mate Jet chilling.
Oh, look at the reaction.
And he loves it. He's got a big bunch of mates there. They're all backing each other. He's put on a bit of a showcase. While he was talking, though, another young Brazilian, smooth Kainalo. He's warming up here. Just zigging and zagging. S-turning. And now he starts to fire up. Good technique. Opens up his top of his arms when he's doing his turns to try and get a little extra in. All the scores yet to come in. That glare is starting to play its part, but we're still going through, and they're going to finish again on the rocks, and I keep doing it. Kainalo, so he's got 2 scores to come in. And meanwhile, live action. So this is Kauli, the Tahitian. As we say, as Philippe was saying, so strong. He's bottom power. He's just all power. He's got a really good technique to match. There's another turn. You can see the sun catching the spray. There's a lot of it. And that last one, less spray, but still vertical and not going to take on those rocks there. So Kauli, obviously well known for his surfing, Philippe, in Chopu and those massive lefts. But
it's been one of my favorite goofy footers to see throughout the whole day. See, it just comparing to every other goofy footer on this day of surfing. Kauli is cutting that bottom turn a little bit short, and that's why he gets a lot more speed coming off the bottom. Because sometimes you see a lot of guys just trying to time it right and waiting on the bottom turn. There's amounts of spray coming out of those turns just because his timing is really good, and he gets that momentum and speed as we see Edgard up and riding, Ben.
Yeah, Brazilian, another one of the Brazilian push. He's an electric surfer, as we say, great air game. But here he's just looking for his calves, not quite getting that zip that Kauli had, but there's his finish. Gets the foam in, deals with some bumps and lumps, and now he's coming down into that section. Nice floater, and that's dangerous, but he hangs on. There's rocks there, as you can tell. It was a 5.67. I sort of think that might have been a bit better than this one.
Yeah, this one, the way, as you see here, there's so much flare. It's even hard for us to see. Imagine the judges, but just look at those bumps and backwashes. This wave was not an easy wave to surf. As he actually managed really well on the inside, this floater re-entry between all the backwash and the rocks. That's pretty dangerous right there. But yeah, as you said, the surfers are willing to risk everything for those extra half a point, 1 point. But it's worth it sometimes. It's, you know what? Because that just shows you how much do they really want. It's risky, obviously, but judges like risk.
These rocks are relatively new in geological terms. They're only probably 2 million years old.
There's no better place in the world to be right now than in Portugal. hot weather, fun waves. We've been seeing Instagram, Griffin's Instagram. He has been catching some really fun waves. So why shouldn't he?
Exactly. And speaking of fun waves, we just saw R.Kainalo just go for a bit of variation at the back, sort of fin waft, a bit of a 360. Not a hugely difficult, but adding a bit of spice and a bit of variety. Crosby's first wave was a 6-7, and here he goes to try and back it up. So he's got priority. First turn's a little check turn, starts to drive down the line. Just, you can see he's like a taller frame than his brother. Gets a bit more reach, a bit more extension. And also one of those servers is just improving on a really solid trajectory, and he just kicks out there. Not a bad way to back up at 6.77. Talk through him, hold that thought though. This is the wave here. He surfed it well, but just didn't have the punch of his first one.
Yeah, I really like this one. I was talking about it with Dimitri Poulos. Both Crosby and Griffin, they have that extra kick on the back foot when they attack the leap, and that just gives that extra little spice, and I really like it. Canoa also does that all the time, and it puts a point of difference. You're gonna see here. Check out the fins coming out from the behind the wave. Look at this. Wow. He always does this, even if the section is not the leap is not that good. They can always drift the tail a little bit, and I just really like that. Just puts that extra little spark on this surface.
But he's got to get through this heat first off, and there's a big air, of course, from Groggia. He is an airman, and it's the first one of the day I think that we've seen completed. Now he's just trying to back it up and get an exclamation point on it. And there's a nice little carve. I mean, he's just coming back around as well. He's just pumping and grinding, trying to make that aerial out the back just a part of the scoring potential, and then finishes it off onto the rocks and manages to airdrop onto the dry sand and get a bit of exfoliation for his trouble. And just again, one of those, if you're not following Brazilian surfing really closely, you know, for the first time, every event you'll find someone that just comes out and blows your mind, and he's one of those. So yeah, we'll see what that score comes in. And his score here out, that's Crosby Colapinto. You can tell by the rangy style. And there's that backwash, and sort of uses the backwash to even better effect if that was possible. There's another one. He's looking sharp, this Californian kid, and he's going to go big here, and that's an incredible wave, and that's on the rocks, and the crowd is supporting it. There's the boys. They're just checking that he's actually he's alive.
As we see Crosby's wave again, this is the second best wave. We still don't have a score, but this is a really well surfed, nice off the top over the line, and this one in between of the backwash again. But he dealt with it very well, and again just pushing that back foot, and one more time, nice carving off the top. And he still tries and goes for that one. That was really risky, but very well surfed by Crosby. Look at this. Yeah. Look at this finishing turn. He actually timed it really well, but the backwash just came. Oh, look at that. So many rocks. That's so dangerous. Look how close he is from the shore.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a completion, but I mean,
where is he?
You know what? God. If you complete that, you might as well, give the game away. Total commitment, total control. Did a lot of turns, and now Kauli trying to beat a 5.97. Here he goes, the goofy footer, Tahitian. He's coming around here. There's that bottom man turn. Not as sharp as the other one, but he just gets so much drive off the bottom. There's the third one. Here he goes again. And that one's a little bit flatter. Not a steep wall, but there he goes. And then that backwash, and if you can use it to your advantage, it just elevates your wave. I don't know how you're supposed to.
But this guy, again, as a goofy footer, I'm going to tell all the goofy footers that are listening, especially if they are competing here in Ribeira, just take notes on this. He's not coming all the way to the bottom of the wave. He goes halfway through, he just goes all the way up and just attacks the leap really hard, and that's why he can get, look at that, in the between of the backwash, and that's why he can get all the extension and the speed to attack the leap.
And the board control and the ability to read a wave in the ocean and to actually make it backwash, make your turns bigger is incredible. And R.Kainalo, though, don't forget, there's the backwash coming his way, so you can see the few elements just coming in, a bit of variety, the environment.
The swell direction, the tides, all those kind of things, as we see here. Ryan up and riding on this bit of a white, but nice snap off the top on the outside, straight into a nice cutback. You can see there's a lot of water moving from Kauli's wave. He just kind of left it, all the whitewashing in the between on the face of the wave. But still a very well surfed wave by Ryan.
At the moment, here he goes again. There's that man there. A lot of spray. And there's another. The general, you know, he's got such powerful trunk and bottom. And there's another turn. That's 4 or 5 already on the shot. And the sun is just catching that spray. So that actually helps him, I think, with the scores, because it's really showing how much he's absolutely just showering.
So, yeah, it's got to be one of the best of the day. But we also had Kauli just... His flow is so amazing. His board looks really good. Strong attack, vertical attack in that section. And again, attacking the lip. One more floater. It's non-stop, his surfing. Just top to bottom, pristine. Vertical when he needs to attack the lip. More horizontal when he needs to carve. But very well surfed by...
And I'll tell you what, he's looking great. And there's a little sharp S-turn from Ryan. And there's another one. So he's stepping up his game. He needs a big number, a 7.91. And there's another one. And he likes it. So the young Brazilian starting to fire up as well. Really, really impressive from that young man.
Oh, that's got to be nice first snap. Straight into a drifting tail on that one, and the finishing turn just putting a lot of pressure on that finishing turn. So 3 huge turn combos.
And on the inside, Ryan again just backing up that score. He hasn't got hurt. He wouldn't have heard what he's got. He might try and go for an aerial here potentially. He sees the section and just a little air reverse. I mean, not exactly easy. That's the end of his run. He's put it all into that wave before, to be honest. And we've still got scores for Ryan and Kauli. Kauli looks he's safe and home and hosed.
More flow, and why not? I would go for it. This is the little air reverse we just saw.
No, it's the next wave, so that won't count. But yeah, okay, so Jervis is thinking that it's going to be there or thereabouts.
For you, it's a small wave, right? And it's right there almost.
He knows how much this is. The whole dream is being on the CT. That's the goal. He was within 0.01 of a point of getting a whole lot closer to it. And it's a brutal sport, this. Look at that scores there, 12.83 versus 12.74.